Hello! Okay, right, I would like to talk about my solo record. I've decided to make what really amounts to my official second solo record. First one being Toby and the Whole Truth, Ignorance is Bliss, way back in 1995. So it's been a long time. Now, of course, I've released material in between, but never really a full-blown, what I would consider an official sort of second record. So I've decided to do it, but I've also decided not to work with a record company specifically. I would like to try and do this entirely independently. It is a new world, as we know. We're consuming music and media and everything in entirely different ways than we were back 30 years ago. So my intentions are to keep up with the times and try and make this as accessible as possible to you, the fans. So I'm asking you a question really. If I was to put this out there as a kind of, I guess, people will call it a crowdfunding situation, but I'd prefer to think of it as a kind of long-term pre-sell on a record. What do you think about that sort of stuff? Now, my intentions really are to allow access to the process of making the record from the very inception. I mean, I've started writing songs, I've got over 40 songs now. I've gathered a group of musicians around me, including the great Dave Kemp, who's been co-writing with me and will play on this record absolutely for certain. But I've also got some fantastic musicians around me in the background that I feel would be great for this record. The studio is there. You know, I work with Chris up at Vale Studios and he wants to get involved. So we have our process, we have our mechanism, if you like, our nuts and bolts in place. It's really a case of how we go forward and fund, frankly, to fund the making of this record. Traditionally, obviously, I may well have gone for a record label, but this time I don't want to do that, like I've explained. So, the concept would be, you know, we would do some kind of pre-order, stroke sort of crowdfunding situation, but I'd prefer, like I say, prefer to sort of treat it as a kind of pre-order really. And I want, you know, ask you guys for your help on what you think about these kinds of things. So the access points would be, you know, there'll be lots of digital media with regard to the making of the record, access to the studio in various ways, you know, interviews and exclusive behind the scenes activity as it actually happens. And also, quite possibly as part of the whole package of getting involved in this in helping put this record together, access to the studio physically to come and see the process work, etc. So yeah, I'm just sort of mooting it really, and wanted to put it out there to see how, you know, how you guys felt about it, what your reaction is to these kinds of things, because I want to be completely above board. I'd like to do this directly to my fans and make it work that way. So let me know what you think about it. Please place your comments in the comment stream below, and we'll get a conversation going, and hopefully pretty soon I can announce the whole thing as a package. And yeah, second Toby Jepson solo record on its way. Thanks a lot.